am going to make a lot of you very upset, and I'm going to make a lot of you very shocked. And you know what? I'm perfectly okay with it because I am my own being. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. It's time. What is it time for? Let me show you. This has been in the fridge for 9 months. This is my starter dough. It's time to smell it and see if it's gone bad. I've left this in the refrigerator for about 9 months. Okay, let's just be honest, it's more like a year. I've left it in the refrigerator for more than a year, but it's been very, very cold in the back of the fridge. So when you open it and it smells like acetone, it's not gonna be good. But when you open it and it smells like sourdough, then it should be good. Now the black stuff, most people can just strain it off, or if you really want flavor, you stir it back in and incorporate it back in. So we're gonna bring this guy back to life if I get the courage to open it. I really don't wanna open it. I don't like bad smells. Like, I'm not the milk sniffer. I married a man to sniff my milk. I married him because he's sexy and handsome too, but he sniffs my milk. That's the sign of true love. When you sniff your person's milk, the milk in the fridge, because it's like, not a smell I like. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it on the counter to warm up just a little bit while I get some stuff done, and then I'll be back. It's been an hour. I really don't want to sniff this thing. Oh, it smells good. Oh, it smells good. Yeah. Okay. Time to start feeding it. That sounded ironically weird. So how are we gonna do that? I'm gonna grind some, for this, how I made this and what I made it with was hard white wheat. So I am gonna grind some hard white wheat and add equal amounts of hard white wheat with water and get it started to work. And by tomorrow morning, hopefully it will start bubbling. Oh, it smells good. Now, because it's been asleep for so long, I'm actually going to feed it 2 times a day for a couple days, and then I'm going to let it on the counter. I am not an expert. Do not do what I do. I'm just playing around with it because I think life is all fun and we should just play around with things. Let me get to grind. That smells amazing. That smells that smells like San Francisco in a jar. Ooh, yeah, it smells good. I'm not pouring the flavor off. I'm just gently mixing it all in. I'm going to put 50 grams of white wheat freshly ground flour with 50 grams of slightly warm water. And then I'm just going to let it sit overnight and we'll check on it in the morning. I'm gonna go stick this up in the warm room. We have a warm proofing room upstairs, and I'm so excited to see what it looks like in the morning. There you go so far. Oh, it smells heavenly. I don't even know how to describe the smell, except for I have smelled it before, like a very rich, decadent bread. And there's not one chemical in this thing. Not one chemical. The bread flour that I'm using, I'm grinding straight from wheat, so it doesn't have any chemical processing to it. This is going to be the most healthiest sourdoughs that we can make. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Can you tell? Can you tell? We are actually going to have a conversation, and I am going to make a lot of you very upset, and I'm going to make a lot of you very shocked. And you know what? I'm perfectly okay with it because I am my own being. I hate sourdough bread. I hate it. With a passion, hate it. Like when sourdough bread is the only thing they offer at the store, at the restaurant for the slice of bread, I will take a bite and then I will put it back down and I just won't eat it. I grew up like half an hour from San Francisco. I like literally grew up. San Francisco is my backyard. San Francisco is also the place I originally got married. Yes, I was married twice to my man. Twice because, you know, when he's so sexy and so cute, you marry a man twice. Like, that's a different story. That's a story if you ever want to hear it, I'll tell you. But we in Union Square. That's San Francisco is my place. San Francisco is also a place I would not go anymore because it's icky. But the bread, the sourdough bread, if you have never had true, authentic sourdough bread from San Francisco, you have not had real sourdough bread. Like, we all try to emulate that, but there is something in the air there that you cannot, you think you can, but you can't replicate it. So there, you can get mad at me, leave your comments and suggestions and everything in the thing, but here's what happened last night. I brought the sourdough, this is like literally, I have a ton of sourdough starter. I brought it back to life. It is like literally beautiful and all lively and amazing. And my husband knows how busy I am, and he's looking at me and he goes, "You have to tend to that thing every day?" And I'm like, you have to feed it every day or put it in the refrigerator and let it go to sleep. And he's like, "I didn't realize it took that much work." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I like the product you make with it. Like, it's good. I like sourdough, and that's really good." He goes, "But I actually like the taste of your other bread better." Like, there is a very distinct difference. I know why people like sourdough, because if you are going to take store-bought flour and the process and the chemicals that it goes through, it changes the taste, texture, and flavor. But if you're taking grains, grinding them into flour, and making a bread product out of it, there is nothing that you can even remotely make like that. Like, my artesian bread that I make with store-bought flour, bread flour, doesn't even hold a candle to the bread that I make from fresh ground berries. It doesn't even hold a candle to it. So when I start making this, even with already with fresh ground wheat berries, and I'm making this and fermenting, and even, I mean, it's got more health benefits than if you use store-bought whole wheat flour. This has way more health benefits, 90% more health benefits than yours does. No bragging, nothing, just facts, right? In this house, we say no bragging, just facts. You can't get away from the health benefits that fresh ground berries have. You just can't. Now, the taste, it's different. We have come to love the taste. It's got a structure and a taste and a flavor that when you start mixing the hard red and the hard white and the soft white and everything together in the durum, you really become this like bursting flavor that you can't replicate anywhere else. So everybody thinks that sourdough bread is absolutely health beneficial. If you do not have a wheat grinder and the only thing that you have is the sourdough, yes, go for it. Because you're at least getting something, and there's probably something in the fermentation process that is removing the or making the chemicals that they put in store-bought flour more beneficial for you, or maybe it's lessening the benefits. Either way, it's not, I don't like it, but I'm doing it because my husband and his father love it, right? I'm making products with it because they love it, not because I do. And it's more work. And my husband finally comes clean to me. This is a common thread. If you want to know more of these, like, ask me about sailing. Like, that was fun. That was hilariously fun. But he comes to me and he says, I really like your other bread better. So if you're just doing that for me, you don't need to. I was like, bingo. Yeah. So I'm going to cook all this up. I'm going to make a whole bunch and I'm feeding it to the chickens. So yeah. Whew, that's a weight off my shoulder, right? Yeah. You guys have a great day out there. You can let the comments you can just let the comments fly about how beneficial sourdough is. Now, I think there are benefits to it. However, this would probably be the most beneficial sourdough starter out there because I left the spatula because it is made with fresh ground. However, I can make fresh ground and bake it within an hour of grinding it and have way more benefits than this. You guys have a great day out there. You can tell me I'm wrong, but I'm living proof that it's true. To kill it just yet. I don't know. I think I have to work up to it. Maybe we just need to make like one last loaf of bread. By the way, you guys all wonder what to do with sourdough starter when you're the discards. Let me show you what I did. Sourdough pancake. Just threw the dough in and just made it just sourdough breads. And I'm feeding it all to the chickens. Because don't forget, I hate sourdough. Massively hate sourdough. And you know what? They'll get the benefit too. Okay, there we go. A delivery arrive, and it goes with this delivery that came a couple days ago, and it goes with this. Remember this? Because of the emergencies we had, I had to put my sourdough starter. That's the beauty of this thing. Like, if you're like all of a sudden going, I can't, you just throw it in the refrigerator and it just waits for you. So we're actually going to wake it back up again. But the problem with me waking this up in the winter is that my house is in the 60s. It likes to be in the 70s to 80s. How am I going to fix that? How am I going to fix that, you might ask, is go in here and in here. So let's get this open and let's talk about this. I'm trying to think and brainstorm. How in the world, probably should have been careful with this. Look at that, little temperature things, right? Like, how in the world, if you have a colder home, because quite honestly, my house is cold. I keep it cold. I wear sweatshirts. Well, I could put a sweatshirt on this, but he's going to have body heat to keep himself warm. So what I got was thinking. Brewers have to have things at a certain temperature. Fermentation people have to have things at a certain temperature. Seed starting people have to have things at a certain temperature. So how would I do a sourdough if I had a cold home in the northern part of the United States? Like, how would somebody do that? Did you know brewers use these little stick-on thermometers? It will light up where the temperature is. And did you know they sell tiny little seedling mats where you can set temperatures? They do, trust me, they do. Look at this, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. Look at that. Woo. Right? So, oh, it came with one. But it's not, yeah, oh, it did come with one. We'll just use this one. We'll save the other ones. And it has a dial on it that I can control the temperature. So let me get this going because this is going to be fun. I literally have no idea like how hot it is because it doesn't have a temperature, it just have little lines. So like I could either kill my sourdough starter or I could make it live like really cool. So I'm going to wrap this around my board, and I figured out what these were for. These are rubber bands, thick rubber bands, to hold it in place, right? This is the thermometer that sticks on and will tell me, it will light up when, and tell me the temperature of what everything is inside. Apparently it's 64 degrees in my house right now. That's about right. I think this jar is better. Woo! Yeah, that jar's better. The label fits. It's skinny too, so it's going to be the same size. Okay, so I got to transfer everything. Good news, it's now 61 in my house. I don't even know how to... Do you tape it on? Oh, I need instructions. Oh, they were right here. For warmer temperatures on an insulated surface for best results, keep seedlings away. Do not use folded, do not immerse in liquid, discard mat if it shows signs, inspect cord periodically, place mat. But it doesn't have any instructions for this. Oh, I'm blonder than my husband pays for me to be. This is not good. I have great news. I bought these and they're stick-on, so we're just gonna go with those. Because ain't nobody got time, and it's 57 to 61 degrees in here. Nobody's got time for all that. Now, oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. I already washed this jar. Oh, and this is slightly taller. So, slightly crooked. I don't know, I'm just going with it. Nobody's gonna talk. We don't talk here, right? I'm gonna transfer this stuff in here and then, ooh, it's already warm. And then I'm going to go grind some wheat. I'll be right back. It's just all liquidy. I'm freezing cold. It's really hard in the winter to get anything to ferment because it's so cold. So if this works, this is gonna be cool. Let's be a friend and put your jacket on. We need to name you. What should we name him? Is it a him or a her? What should its name be? Hi there, sweetheart. Yeah, okay. There you go. Okay, here's our flour. Freshly ground. Now we'll get our water. Whoa, that's a lot. Still too much. Perfect. And then I'm going to stir it around and we're going to set it aside and we'll come back and see if it's actually waking up and what the temperature is. We'll see if this thing works. It's nice and warm. It would be so cool if it worked, wouldn't it? It would be so cool. Wakey, 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 wakey. Hello. Yeah. Look at you in a nice little home. It's all warm in there, isn't it? Yeah. RIP to my sourdough starter that I had for, what, 2 years now. It was the casualty of the great emergency of December of 2023. It got left on the counter for the 4 days that I was called away to. There was a point in time, those 4 days, where the only things that I could take care of were things that had actually living heartbeats in them, and this was the casualty. The starter, it did not last. So there you go. But we will start it again, and we will do it even bigger and better next time. There was no saving it. It had the definite "I am bad, do not use me" smell. So there you go. This thing did worked like a charm. I just was not here to feed it, and it got very angry. Now you know what I know. Have a great day out there.